Earlier on, we talked about Japanese travel phrases you need to know when you're in Japan, and today I want to show you 15 Japanese phrases and some tips and tricks you need to know on a night out. No matter if you're just going out for dinner, going bar hopping and getting some drinks, or planning to stay out till the morning, here are some useful phrases to help you throughout your night. If you're worried that you won't remember, or if you want some more phrases and examples, just download our completely free Nightlife Travel Phrasebook down below. The first Japanese nightlife word for you is Izakaya. Izakaya is similar to a pub or a tavern, a place where you can drink and eat tapas-like snacks. There are many different types of izakayas, some are big chains and some are small hole-in-the-wall places. Some of the biggest and most famous izakaya chains are Torikizoku, or as a lot of people know it as Toriki. There's also Yakitori Center and Isomaru. Another nightlife phrase for you is Otoshi. It's a small appetizer that comes with the table. A lot of Japanese bars and izakayas will charge you an otoshi to drink and eat there. Usually they charge around 300 yen to 500 yen per person depending on the place, and they'll serve you a small bowl of edamame, some pickled vegetables, some potato salad, or some meat. This is especially common in smaller places to charge you this seating fee. Everyone that goes there has to pay for it. Another Japanese phrase is Sumimasen, which means excuse me. When you can't see the bartender or the waiter, just shout out Sumimasen to get their attention. One useful Japanese phrase you should know is kudasai. It means please, and you can combine it with anything. For example, if you want a beer, you can just say biru kudasai. And yes, beer in Japanese is biru, which brings me to a very useful point when it comes to the Japanese language. There is a type of Japanese written language called Katakana. It is usually words and phrases that originate from other languages. You cut up the syllables of these words and phrases and you have yourself a Japanese word. So for example, besides beer, which is biru, you have Moscow Mule, which is Moscow Mule, gin tonic, which is gin tonic, rum coke, which is ramu coke, wine is wine, cosmopolitan is cosmopolitan, and Long Island is Longo Island. You get the idea. So to order a drink, you can simply say the name of the drink, then kudasai. So gin tonic kudasai. There's another way to say please that is a little bit more polite and formal, which I'll talk about a little bit later, but when it comes to ordering drinks, as long as you know kudasai, you're good. Most of the names of the cocktails and mixers are originated from English, so when in doubt, just cut up the syllables and pronounce them one syllable at a time. Japanese drinks though are not in katakana, so if you want to find out more about different Japanese alcohol you should try, then definitely check out this video over here. There is mo hitotsu kudasai, which means another one please. It is easy to use this phrase and just point at something that you like at the bartender or the waiter. Especially when you're getting buzzed and you don't remember the name of that delicious plum wine you're drinking in the izakaya, but you want another one, then you can simply say mo hitotsu kudasai. Now to the important things. There's the phrase koime. When you feel like your drink isn't strong enough and you want to go and order your next round, you can say koime kudasai. Koime literally means darker, and in this context, it means stronger. Depending on the place, they might just ignore you or charge you for a double shot. But if you're in a small place and the bartender or the waiter seem friendly, or you've been talking to them a little bit, then you can try it out. Most of the time when I've tried it in small izakayas, the bartenders would just laugh a little bit and put extra alcohol in my drinks, or even do a shot with me. But what if you're already buzzed and you want to take it easy? Then you can use Usume. Usume means diluted, and it's a useful nightlife phrase if you're looking not to get too smashed. You can simply add kudasai after Usume, so it's Usume kudasai. A quick fact for you, most izakayas and bars in Japan will give you free water. So if you need to hydrate yourself with something that's non-alcoholic, then you can just say mizu kudasai. Mizu is water, so you just add kudasai at the end of it. By the way, if you want to prevent your hangovers or cure them in the morning, you can check out this video about amazing Japanese hangover drinks and food to help you with your hangover. Another really useful Japanese phrase that you can use not just when you're out in a bar in a restaurant, but you can use it all the time when you're in Japan is daijoubu, which means it's okay, I'm fine, I'm good. If the bartender or waiter comes to ask to take your order and you don't want another drink or you're still on your first one, then you can say daijoubu or daijoubu desu, which is more polite than just saying daijoubu. Just be careful though, because some bars will get annoyed if you stick around too long not drinking. Another nightlife phrase that you should know is Kanpai. Kanpai means cheers. If you're getting around with some new Japanese pals or drinking with your friends, you can use Kanpai. I know there's a lot of drinking traditions in other countries. For example, in Germany, apparently you're supposed to look into the eyes of the people you're doing the cheers with, because otherwise you'd have bad sex for 7 years. In Japan, there's not really anything like that when you do your kanpai, but please let us know in the comment section down below if your country has a certain way of toasting or doing the cheers. Another phrase for your night out is okaike. When it's time to leave and you want to pay up, you can ask for okaike and add kudasai at the end of it, so it becomes okaike kudasai. Fun fact, most of the time in Japan in restaurants and bars, you actually pay at the register near the door and not at your table, except for some high-end bars and restaurants where they usually have a sign that says pay at your table. If you're getting a little drunk and not sure where the station is, you can ask the restaurant, the bar, or anybody else where's the station, which is eki wa doko desu ka? Eki means station and doko means where, so put them together, it's a polite way to say where's the station. Keep in mind though, in Japan, nearly all public transportation, including trains, subway, buses, all stop running between around 12:30 a.m. to 5 a.m. That's the time for maintenance. So if you want to get home during the time, then you probably need to catch a taxi. They do tend to get a bit expensive because after hours, it costs an extra 20%. So for a ride for around 15-20 minutes, it would cost roughly 4,000 yen, which is around $40 US. When you're on the taxi and want to ask to be taken home or wherever you're going, then you can tell the taxi driver the name of the place, then made onegai shimasu. Remember when I said there's a more polite way to say kudasai? Well, that's onegai shimasu. Onegai shimasu is a little bit more formal, whereas kudasai means just please give me or please do this for me. You can replace kudasai with onegai shimasu in some cases. Like remember gin toniku kudasai? You can say gin toniku onegai shimasu. And when you ask for your bill, you can say okaike kudasai and also okaike onegai shimasu, which is more formal. So back to the taxi scenario. Made means until or to. So if you're staying in Shinjuku, then you can give the taxi driver the name of your hotel or the address of where you're staying, then made onegai shimasu. If you don't remember this, honestly, you can just say your destination and the taxi driver will take you to where you want to go. I know all of this can be quite confusing, but make sure to get your free Japanese nightlife travel phrasebook in the description box down below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a like. We're gonna have video about what to do in Japan when you lose something on your night out, along with many other videos about Japan in general, so make sure to subscribe and press the bell notification. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.